What's going on today, guys? Today we're going to be talking about filters and the application they have here at Shive. Let's get into the video. So the first thing I want to go over is how filters work and a real-world application that you guys might run into. So what we have is a section here that's running through this transaction window, which is going to be something that's a little bit lower up to the ceiling, obviously. And it just goes right to the 9-foot ceiling. Whereas on the other section, it's going to be of a soffit of a ceiling. So you can see this right one, we have a soffit here in the reflected ceiling plan. This left one is a floor plan section, and we're trying to just see mainly the transaction window. Now, there's no problem having this called out in two locations, but for clarity's sake, maybe we don't want to show the reflected ceiling plan section on the floor plan, and likewise we did not want to show it on the floor plan on the reflected ceiling plan. So how do we fix this? Well, I've added a parameter into our project. So once you select the section, you can see down here in the bottom of our properties under the other, there's the view filter descriptor, and on this one I'm going to say floor plan, and on this other guy I'm going to type in ceiling or RCP. That's even easier. Let's go RCP. Then they don't even have the word plan together. So I've named both of these RCP and then floor plan, and what I'm going to do now is create a filter. Now this filter tab under the edit is checked by this view template, so whatever filter we add to this view template will apply to all of our sheets regarding RCPs. So I'm going to continue doing it that way. We'll click on this edit new button right here, and we will click this new icon in the far left, and we'll call this RCP view filter. Now we got to come to the middle here of the dialog box, and what we're going to do is I'm going to hit S on my keyboard for sections. I'll actually hit it for C for callouts, and let's do it for elevations too. So what I've just done there is I've selected that any sections, callouts, or elevation that are going to follow a certain rule will be filtered by this filter. If I were to select ducts, then I would be filtering ducts. It would have nothing to do with sections. So make sure you select the proper category that you're trying to filter out.
So this is probably the hardest aspect to grab, and that's the concept of and versus or. And I think of as inclusive, whereas or is exclusive. And means if I choose filter categories, I'm going to have to automatically have both filter categories correct. Whereas with or, I can exclude one of those categories from being correct. As long as one's correct, then we're okay.
So I normally use or. I think it's a little bit easier to control, and as if you do something very, very specific and you definitely don't want it to affect anything else. So I'm going to select or here. Under this categories list, we have a whole bunch of different things that we can filter by. And what I'm going to filter by is the view filter descriptor, which is that bottom item that we had just changed in our plans. And I'm going to say contains. Now I'm going to type in RCP because that's what's in our filter, and I'm going to click OK here, and you can see nothing popped up. That's because we have to add the filter. So I'll hit add, and then we will go and find our section filter for RCP, which is down here at the bottom, and I'll click OK. So you can see RCP view filter was added to our filters list. Now I'm on the RCP, so I don't actually need this filter here, so I'm just going to remove it. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to click OK again. And I'm going to go to the floor plan. And in the floor plan, you'll see that even though we added our filter on a different template, you can still add it here in the floor plan. So we'll add that filter, and I'm going to make sure it's checked enabled. And the visibility, I'm going to turn off. You've got all other things here. You can half tone it. You can change what color it is, the line pattern, etc. All I want to do in this case, though, is turn the visibility off. So I'm going to click OK. I'm going to click OK again, and now you saw the RCP section disappeared. So that's all there is to it. Between these two sections, now in all of my views that are floor plans, because I did it on the floor plan template, if I did it just in a none template, You can see it's still applied. That's because it carries the view templates settings that were last set to this view and applies them, even though I have nothing checked. I would have to manually hit VV or VG, visibility graphics, get this window to pop up. I'd have to go over to filters, and I'd have to disable it here because, again, it copied the templates view filters. So if you wanted to do it for floor plans on RCP, it would be the same exact process, but I think this is something that's very easy to use once you know how, and it's really, really beneficial on your projects. Now, if you're looking for life safety filters, I have another video on that, so please go check it out. That's today's information. Have a great day.